What's up, guys? It's Azaran here, and I can't think of an insult for CO. I mean, the insults just come naturally, so you can figure that out. So, we're here with more ULC6 coverage, and we've got a good matchup here. Soar versus Titan, aka Fruitful. Basically, I think this is Badoom's league, and basically they all hid their actual names under Fruitful different berry names. So we've got Fruitful Yachi here. I don't know who this is, but I know one of these guys is a Ven. I know who Zugu is. But anyway, Soar here with Zukushiku. He's got water versus ground, so we'll see how this goes. Zuku leads off with Greninja as Yachigo leads off with Lando. Yachi's going to switch out into Gastra as Greninja goes for the Spike. Zuku's going to switch out into Toxapex here as Gastra goes straight for the Earthquake. That's 36%. A decent amount. Yachi's going to go straight into Garchomp here as Toxapex goes for a T-Spike. Zuku's going to switch out now into Swampert as Garchomp goes for the Rocks. He can't feel the Earthquake there. Earthquake is going to bounce off the Swampert as Swampert gets up his Rocks as well. Garchomp goes for the Earthquake, does nothing with the Swampert. Swampert goes for the Scald, no burn. Garchomp goes for another Earthquake, still whittling at the Swampert a little slow. So, Earthquake again, boom, Scald, and down goes the Garchomp because now the Swampert was in Torrent range, able to knock him out at that range. So into Lando, Yachi goes, as Zuku's going to go straight into Mantine here. Earth Power, is this a Rock Slide Landorus? Is this Rock Slide Stone Edge Landorus? Landorus goes for the Gravity here as Mantine goes for the Scald, and a crit is able to knock out that Lando. So into Excadrill we go. Bandriller is going to put in some work here. Excadrill does 86% to the Mantine. Mantine goes for the Scald, does not get the burn, so now something is going to die. And the choice is going to be Swampert. Good for Zuko to keep the sack fodder intact, as Sharpedo is going to come in now. As Gastrodon is the switch in, I guess, for this thing. Sharpedo's just going to go straight up for the Crunch. And he gets the Speed Boost. And Sharpedo goes for another Crunch on the Gastro, as Gastro goes for the Recover here. But the thing is, the Gravity's being stalled out, so the Mantine can, I guess, put in work. But the Mantine is low already, so it doesn't really matter. So now the Sharpedo's Mega Evolved, and it's time. He's going to go for the Crunch here. Gastro's going to go for the Earthquake. Do 51% to this thing. Oh shit, I just realized it's over. The Sharpedo is at +2 speed. It's going to outspeed the Excadrill, so if the Hippo gets flinched here... Yeah, Sharpedo's going to go for Protect here. And he's going to go for the Earthquake. Smart play on Zuku's part. Get some chip damage on the Hippo via Poison. Sharpedo has Hydro Pump and is able to knock out the Hippo. So yeah, it is over. It is over. Yeah, Zuku's just going to sweep with Crunch with Sharpedo and then Hydro Pump on the Mimoswine. Even if he misses here, he still has like 5 other Watermons to deal with this thing. So boom, Crunch is not able to knock it out, but Memo's going to die to the poison. And Zuko takes a convincing 4-0 victory in Game 1. So now, we'll move on to Game 2 here, which is North versus Enigma. North is rocking, standard poison with a Gengar, so that's a little bit interesting. And Fruitful Enigma here is rocking Fire. Interesting. Literally Fire. So Enigma leads off with Heatran, and North leads off with Toxapex, as Torkoal is now the switch-in. This Torkoal is Balloon Torkoal. North switches out into Muck here. I guess predicting something. Predicting Volcanion. Torkoal goes for the Yawn. So the Nihilego, he doesn't want the Nihilego to go to sleep, that's his win condition. As Gengar goes for the Shadow Ball here. And Torkoal goes for the Overheat, which is able to knock out the Gengar. Damn, Torkoal don't play. So into Nihilego we go, which is Balloon. Nihilego's going to get up his Rocks, as Torkoal just is going to spam Rapid Spin, I'm sure. Yeah, Nihilego is going to for Power Gem, realizing that there's no point to doing that, because he's just going to knock him out. Infernape comes out, that's naturally outspeeds Nihilego. Goes for the CC straight up. Like, I mean, what was he going to do? Fire move. Toxapex like hard-walled this Infernape, but I guess he feared the special, maybe? So into Zard we go, as Crobat goes for the Taunt. Charizard predicts that and goes straight for the Fire Punch. Into Nihilego we go once again. And Heatran is the play, as Nihilego gets up the Rocks now. North is going to switch out into his Muck as Heatran goes for the Earthquake, which does 47 to the Muck. Heatran goes for the Protect here as the Muck goes for the Knockoff. He's going to switch in his Volcanion now, which is also Balloon. And Toxapex is the switch in. Volcanion's going to go for the Steam Eruption, but only does 23% as this Toxapex is going to win this 1v1. Steam Eruption again. Does this Volcanion not have Earth Power? He just doesn't want to go for it. Yeah, he's just trying to get the burn off on the Toxapex. As Toxapex is just going to continue to recover stall this thing. Steam Eruption. Toxic again, predicting any switch outs. So slowly and steadily, Enigma's team is going to get whittled by the rocks. So into Marowak we go, as Toxapex goes for the recover here. Go play on Enigma's part. So now he can go for a Shadow Bone or Earthquake. Yep, able to knock out the Muck. But now Nihilego is back in, the monster itself is back in. And Volcanion is the sack, and good thing he's able to put it in range of rocks so that Nihilego doesn't get the Beast Boost. Smart play on Enigma's part. So into Venusaur we go, as Enigma doubles out into Charizard X, which is good. This thing is going to take a chunk of damage. Actually, no it's not, because EQ does laughable damage. What the fuck is this thing? I think, he was predicting the Toxapex, as he goes for the Outrage now. And this thing goes for Leechy. So now North can go into Toxapex here. Outrage does 53%, which is a lot. So with Leech Seed, he's going to recover a lot of it back, so he can recover stall on this thing. Yeah. But he goes for the Earthquake, does 44%. Outrage does more. So yeah, Toxapex is going to win this battle in the long run. Charizard goes for the Tailwind here. Interesting send-off play. Interesting send-off. So he's going to go straight for the Outrage here. Boom, do a good chunk to Toxapex as he recovers it all back off anyway. So now I guess he has 2 turns of Tailwind with Marowak. So Marowak is just going to go straight up for the Earthquake. It's not going to knock out the Toxapex, but it's going to do a fuck ton. Unfortunately, Skull is going to be able to knock out this Marowak. So into Infernape we go. Earthquake, question mark. He's going to go into Nihilego as Infernape goes straight for the CC. Able to knock out the Nihilego, which is very interesting actually. Venusaur comes out, goes for the CC. Not able to kill, unfortunately, as Venusaur goes for the Synthesis here. Now he's going to switch into Heatran. I don't know why he didn't switch into Heatran first. Now Venusaur gets a Leech off, and I think it's over at this point. He's going to switch back into Infernape here. Probably go for the Flare Blitz, I guess. And then he goes for the Fire Punch, which does nothing. And Venusaur is going to be able to 1v1 this Infernape. Boom. 36% is not enough, as Venusaur is going to go for the Synthesis. Fire Punch. He's going to just switch out. You're just going to heal up. And he knocks him out. Gets the Lava Plume burn here. So this Heatran may have a chance, I guess. No, but if he taunts it. No, but Enigma just decides, nah, I've lost. So North is able to take the win. So now Soar is up 2-0, and now we'll move on to Game 3. Ridley versus Fruitful Citrus, which I think this is Eric. I think Fruitful Citrus is Eric. So Eric's got Steel versus Fairy, so it's in Citrus's favor, but Ridley has outs. So into Ferrothorn we go. Coco goes for the Taunt, as Ferrothorn goes for the Spikes. Ferrothorn now goes for the Gyro Ball, as Magnezone is to switch in. Definitely trying to trap this Klefki. Trying to like stall out those screen turns as much as possible. Going for the T-Bolt, get the crit. So into Clef we go. As Citrus is going to bring in Ferrothorn here. Clef is going to get the rocks up, so now Ridley has hazards on hazards on hazards. Clef has Fire Blast, and it's able to do a lot to the Ferrothorn. And this Clef, this Clef takes nothing because of the Berry. So Fire Blast is able to finally knock out that Ferrothorn. So now Boo has a door, I guess. Sorta, kinda. Into Coco we go. As Celesteal goes straight for the Heavy Slam. And Celesteal is going to go for the Protect here, as Coco goes for the T-Bolt. But since this is Taunt, it's not choiced. So you're going to have to pick something to die here. And the choice is going to be Magnezone, because that's a nice 2-hit KO thanks to the hazards. So down goes the Magnezone, and into the Scizor we go. Scizor can win with SD Bullet Punch, right? He goes for, but he's not going to mess around. He's going to go for the Bullet Punch here, as Clefable is the switch in. He knows he can't knock it out yet, so he's just gonna go into this thing. As Clef goes for the Fire Blast, does a lot. Heatran's gonna go for the rocks, as Clef goes straight for the T-Wave here. Interesting. Clef goes for the Fire Blast again, fearing the Heatran switch out, but he's just gonna stay in and click Fire Blast. Probably gonna sack this thing. So into Magearna we go now. Smart play on Eric's part, trying to get a juicy Soul Heart boost before the Clef dies. Boom. Nice Soul Heart boost. And into Magearna he goes. Ridley has to go into his own Magearna here. But this Magearna is faster. Eric's Magearna and goes for the all-out pummeling. Nearly KOs the Magearna. Ridley goes for the Corkscrew Crash and is able to knock out Eric's Magearna. So now into Scizor we go. And this is looking like a Bullet Punch sweep. Bullet Punch? Nope. Well, I mean, Azu's still there, so I don't think so. He can still win with Belly Drum. He goes for the SD here. As Azu just goes for the knockoff, so that's not Belly Drum, I guess. Just for the Citrus. Yeah, it's Citrus Belly Drum. Interesting. So Scizor's able to whittle the Azu enough. As Azu goes for the knockoff on the Celesteela, not too much damage. Celesteela's gonna knock it out with Heavy Slam, and now all that's left is the Bulu. And I don't think Bulu can win versus Heatran and Celesteela. I mean, with crits he can, but Celesteela is way too heavy and is able to knock out the Bulu. And Fruitful is on the board 2-1 with Soar still up. Now we'll move on to game 4 here, which is Fruitful Shuka versus Lax. Lax is bringing an interesting Steel Team with Empoleon, which is actually really good because Shuka brought Rain. So Shuka's going to lead off with Azu, and Empoleon is the lead of choice. So into Scizor we go, as Azu goes straight for the Superpower. Does 60% to that Scizor. Shuka's going to switch out into Pelipper, as Scizor is going to roost up. Pelipper is going to go straight for the U-turn, and into Azu we go. This Scizor has Toxic, which is really interesting. So now, Waterfall in the Rain is going to do a lot for the Scizor. So into Ferrothorn we go. Shuka's going to go out into his Kingdra now, as Ferrothorn misses the Power Whip, so Lax can't hit a move, like, for shit. So he goes straight for the Ice Beam onto the Ferrothorn. It's his best move. Azu comes out as Empoleon gets up the rocks. Into Skarmory we go, as Azu goes for the Superpower, does 46% of that Skarmory. Azu's going to switch out into Greninja here, so this is going to be the threat to Lax's team, especially if it's HP Fire and Water. Heatran we go, as Greninja goes straight for the Dark Pulse. This is Protean Dark Pulse, but it only does 30%. Lax is going to switch out into Empoleon here, as Greninja goes for another Dark Pulse, whittling the Empoleon down a bit. Shuka goes for the Dark Pulse, and Empoleon goes for the Scald, nearly knocking out the Greninja. So he's going to get one more Dark Pulse hit off, and that Pulse hit is going to be on Heatran as Greninja goes down. So into Manaphy we go. Ferrothorn's going to come out, and this Manaphy is going to go for the Tail Glow. Is that HP Fire? No, he's going to go for the Hydro Vortex and do 61% of the Ferro, which is a respectable amount, honestly. And now Manaphy's just going to go straight up for a Surf here. Boom. Nope. So he's just going to sack the Manaphy to Surf, which is smart, or he's going to sack the Heatran to the Surf, because if Ferrothorn gets too weakened, then Kingdra can have a way out. So into Pelipper we go. Get the Drizzle up. Free Hurricane. And now into Empoleon we go. He's going to Hurricane the Empoleon, as Empoleon's going to go for the Scald, do 37%. And he's going to switch out so he can get his Rain back up one more time, as the Empoleon's just going to go for a Scald again on the Kingdra. Gets the burn. So let's see how much Draco does to this thing. Oh no, this Kingdra has HP Electric or HP Grass or something, or HP Ground or something like that. Probably HP Electric. So he's going to switch out into Azu here. Probably predicting the Ferrothorn. Good play, good play. So now a Superpower to the Dome is coming, and Lax is going to just scout for what move he's going to lock up. Shuka's going to lock himself into, which is smart. So into Skarmory we go, as Azu goes straight for the Superpower. And now Shuka's going to go back into Kingdra here, go for the Roost. Kingdra's going to be hurt by Burn. Lax is going to switch out into his Ferrothorn, and as Kingdra just goes for the Surf. So in the end, Lax is not going to take too much damage. He does protect there. As Pharaoh goes for the Leech Seed, that's actually better for him. So now he gets some Leech Seed bonus off. So into Swampert we go. Swampert Mega Evolves as Ferrothorn goes for the Protect, as Swampert goes straight for the Earthquake here. Lax is going to switch out into the Skarmory, which is the wall. Swampert goes for the Earthquake. Still. Now he's going to get his rocks up, as Skarm goes for the counter. Interesting. And now Pelipper's going to get the rain back up, as Skarmory's going to Whirlwind him back in Azu. So now he can click Waterfall here. This is a little scary, because now Sugar can click Waterfall. Boom. Waterfall out. Into Ferrothorn we go. Ferrothorn's going to go for the Protect, stall out the rain a little bit. Azu's going to go for the Waterfall. Does 39%, and I'm sure the Ferrothorn gets flinched here. Nope, it does not get flinched. He gets the leeches off, so he's able to recover some juice here. Sugar's going to sack the Pelipper as the Ferrothorn protects. So now Swampert comes out. Lax's best place to protect again. No, but he goes for the EQ. Interesting. So into Celesteela we go. Swampert's going to go for the Waterfall. Does 44% of the Celesteela as Leech Seed comes out. Like, Lax has all of the Leech Seed. Sugar's going to switch out into his Azu as Celesteela goes for the Protect. Now Azu can click Waterfall. Celesteela's going to protect again. Smart. Just to get any leftovers damage he can get back. Azu's going to go for the Waterfall. Get a crit and knock out the Celesteela. I'm sure Banded would have been able to knock it out. Well, it would have been close to knocking it out, probably. So Waterfall comes out. Skarmory goes for the counter. And now I guess it all comes down to flinches. It's time for the flinches. Waterfall, flinch, and the flinch happens. Oh my goodness. But it's still possible. That did 27 and Skarmory's at 28. But knowing Showdown, the rolls always lie. And Chico's able to pull that out of his ass with some horseshit hacks at the end. And I remember Lax blew up because of this, but you know, it's just Pokemon. So we move on to game 5, which is Apples versus Tamara, and I know Tamara's Zugu, so it's Zugu, so he brought normal versus Apples brought Goth Psychic, so we'll see how this works out. Apples goes into Mew as Tamara leads off with Diggersby, or Zugu leads off with Diggersby. And Mew goes for the Willow straight up. Shadow Ball for free here? Yep. That does a lot to the Mew. Special Spadef drop on Mew, knocking off the Meloetta's Choice Specs. And now he still gets a free Shadow Ball here. Boom. Shadow Ball does nothing to the Jirachi, but he gets the Spadef drop because Meloetta has that Juicy Serene Grace. Boom, Shadow Ball again. Jirachi gets up the rocks. So I guess Apples is willing to sack this Jirachi. I mean, he doesn't really have a Shadow Ball switch in. So now he should bring in Victini or Latios. Oh, he's gonna go Mew. As he goes for Shadow Ball here. Apples is playing with fire here. Soft boiled up. There's still 2 turns left that he can get a crit. So into Staraptor, Zugu goes. As Mew goes straight up for the soft boiled. Mew's gonna go for the taunt here. Predicting the defog. Good play on Apples' part. Into Slowbro we go. As the sack is Meloetta. So back into Staraptor we go. So now this is Apples' only, or Zugu's only opportunity to defog. He gets the defog off as the Slowbro goes for the Calm Mind. And that might be it. Well, actually no, he has the Chansey. This thing doesn't have Psyshock. This thing goes for the Scald, gets the burn on the Chansey. Chansey's probably going to get up its own rocks. Yep. And Chansey's going to switch out into Staraptor. Get the Intimidate off. V-Crate's going to knock it out, but not before it's very weak in attack. So now into Porygon 2 we go. Probably going to go for the foul play here. Now he's going to go for the Thunder Wave, which is crippling the Gothitelle. Apple decides to switch out for some reason into Mew as Porygon goes for the Ice Beam. Tamara's going to switch out into Diggersby as Mew's going to knock off the Diggersby's band. Zugu wants to keep that Eviolite intact. Mew's going to go for the Willow, and this return is going to do laughable damage to this Mew. So this Stall Breaker Mew is probably going to win, right? Right? So he brings in Slowbro here as Zugu goes into Porygon. And Slowbro's gonna Mega Evolve as Porygon's gonna go for the Z conversion, but he's Z conversion electric, which is interesting. Scald comes out, he gets the burn. So Apple's gonna switch out into Gothitelle as Zugu recovers, so now the Porygon might be able to live and recreate, and T-Bolt's gonna be able to knock out the Gothitelle. So into Latios we go. Latios is gonna go for the Draco. It's Scarf Lati. As this thing goes for the Ice Beam. Boom. So Victini's gonna come out here. It's not Scarf Victini, and T-Bolt's going to kill the Victini. So into Mew we go, and that's the entire game. That's the whole game. Because now he's just gonna recover back up his health. And this Porygon Z is going to win. Recover Porygon Z with Z conversion is very interesting. Let's see how much T-Bolt does. T-Bolt does 73, so more than enough. So that's a GG. Like, Apples will not be able to stall this Mon out. Yep. And Fruitful / Titan is able to come from behind and take a 3-2 victory versus Soar. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys in the next ULC video. Peace.